We usually think of serious jazz musicians as dedicated artists who play small, intimate gigs to satisfy their own creative desires. Public acceptance isn't all that important for them. Well, now there are rock bands who are into that trip as well. A Toronto-based band called The Government is a good example of a group of musicians with that kind of sensibility. They've recently released their own EP, and no matter how successful that is, The Government's intent on maintaining their high artistic standards.
Got out of the army where I decided I would like to put my masculinity on the barbed wire, so to speak. And I took a walk down the main street of this big metropolis, and I heard disco after disco after disco, and I just couldn't take it, because it seemed a far cry from the good old days when I was in the army fighting the Civil War with all the boys. I just couldn't handle it. I came to the foregone conclusion that me and disco music were incompatible, because disco music is incompatible with the Prince of Masculinity itself. I came to this conclusion. Hemingway hated disco music. Somebody gave me a flat tire, so we ain't gonna go driving tonight. Somebody gave me a flat tire, so we ain't going nowhere tonight. Nothing against you particularly, and nothing against you professionally. Like somebody gave me a flat tire, so we ain't gonna fool around on the freeway. Somebody gave me a flat tire, so don't make me have to honk my horn. Nothing you in particular. It's just, you know, the circumstances is like a flat tire. It's a flat tire. It's a flat tire. It's a flat tire. I'm stuck.
We met at a local golf club.
We belong to the same country club. I think we were at a sticky pot on the 8th hole, and we said, let's form a rock and roll band.
We agreed that there was something to do, more important to do in life than play golf and talk about gossip. It was only recently that the gossip came back into our repertoire.
Yeah, but really, were you musicians back then?
No, not really. I mean, I'd been like a frustrated method actor, and, you know, I've done a lot of modeling and bit parts in movies and stuff like that. And I needed, well, I had a bunch of songs, so I thought, wow, people should hear the songs, I guess. So I went looking for a band. And I knew this guy, and something about his attitude struck me to be the right guy, you know. He came later, the first drummer, somewhere else now. I don't know where he is. I haven't kept in touch.
It was just a scam at first. We didn't expect to stay together for like 3 years.
We thought it was a media scam. In fact, one of the original scams we had, which in some ways I think is relevant to our aesthetics still, is like to go under hundreds of different names, different outfits, like, you know, we'd be the Pinheads or something like that, or the Pinsteads, and do some Brit stuff, and then we'd be Ubu Rara or something like that, and do European Dada, and...
Nobody gave us more than a month. We didn't either. We didn't think we'd last more than a month.
So what do you do to make money? Basically?
I model the odd time at art school.
In the raw?
Sure.
Great.
That's what I thought we were going to do for this.
How do I feel about that?
Selling out?
You kidding? I mean, a body's a body.
Isn't this show called The Nude Music? Isn't it? We all do video. We all do different kinds of odd little performance pieces.
So you're obviously into theatrics. Do you think of your music as being theatrical?
Yeah, it's demonstrative, sure. You bring out the components. And, like, a lot of it is, like, deliberately putting something on an audience, and I want something back. If I want something back, I begin to figure out, what kind of an audience is this? I mean, what if they come for it? Don't they want their share of the thing? They paid their money, they want their share of the thing. I feel they're just going to sit there like a bunch of donuts, you know, then maybe you try some experiment. Maybe it's like a public rehearsal. I mean, things like theatrics performance play a major role in this band.
That comes
obviously,
into our...
Why the hell else play live?
That comes into our plans for the future. We can't afford another band member, so we're going to have our band member as ourselves on video.
In other words, as far as I'm concerned, this band's into presenting something. It's not into just being there and being the band. Otherwise, you might as well play requests. You know, and then you have to play Led Zeppelin stuff. And the charm about this guy, I always thought the charm about this guy when we started the band is this guy didn't know how to play Led Zeppelin licks or anything that antiquated.
Who?
Yeah, I mean, who the hell are Uranium Parachute or whatever they're called, you know?
That's what it comes down to. We don't want to be a rock and roll band. It's definitely not just another rock and roll band.
So is that your whole attitude, breaking a cliche?
There's more audiences than the rock and roll audience. I mean, you know, maybe for some weird reason, because, you know, I have a bit of a sexual thing with my guitar. Some beard-gut twit with long hair like Van Halen might like it. I don't know. I want the guy's money, so I don't care where he comes from.
Does anyone see a hand? How many fingers are on the hand? Wrong. How many fingers are on the hand? What? You're reaching in the dark. You should know this kind of thing. What and how many fingers? Look at my hand. Take a good look. How many fingers do you see?